Dear friends of Revolution, Elon Musk is more involved in crypto than you might think. It originally started with Elon Musk investing $5 billion in Bitcoin and also holding other cryptocurrencies like Ether and Dogecoin. Also, his company Tesla accepted Bitcoin as a payment system. However, this decision was later reversed as there were environmental concerns. However, the same year, Tesla invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. But most of us know Elon Musk from his involvement in Dogecoin. He is a big supporter of the meme coin Dogecoin, and he dictated the price of Dogecoin for a long time with his numerous tweets and comments. Today he still holds Dogecoin and Bitcoin, and even hinted that he might be open to use Bitcoin on his platform X, but he also mentioned that Bitcoin is not primarily meant for transactions. It's more like digital gold. He also stated that it might be a possibility to use Bitcoin when colonizing Mars as the go-to currency. And he said that despite his previous objections, as he said that Bitcoin's transaction settlement time is too slow for it to be a so-called one go-to payment. But of course, like we know Elon Musk, he has a couple of solutions in mind. One is that he would use a so-called localized Lightning network. The goal of the localized Lightning network would be to improve the transaction time. And this would be necessary, as he even stated that it would be necessary to address this problem, as already Mars is 12 light minutes away, and already Bitcoin's blockchain transaction time is too slow for it. But why would Elon Musk want something like this? Why would he want a blockchain-based economy on a new planet? First of all, he likes the decentralization. With decentralized blockchains, it's possible to make transactions without a single authority, which of course would be a pretty big advantage. As of course we know, when we travel to a new planet, there is no government or no financial institution there. So of course it would be a pretty big advantage. Also, it would boost the efficiency. With blockchains, transactions can be streamlined with consensus mechanisms. And the transactions are way faster than the traditional transactions. As when looking at the traditional transactions, they can take one day, sometimes a couple of days, sometimes even weeks. And in some countries, it might not even be possible. And with blockchain technology, this eliminates all of these problems, as it's just a consensus mechanism. It's just a network of computers that need to agree on the validity of the transactions. There are no banks involved. This makes the transaction a lot faster. Transactions usually only last a couple of hours. Also, another big advantage is security. Blockchains are very secure because even if hackers try to attack a blockchain, they would need to attack the whole blockchain. There is no single point to attack, as in contrast with traditional banking. If you would be able to have access to the data servers of the bank, you would have access to all of the transactions, which of course is not very great. This is a lot different with blockchain technology, as you would need to gain access to the whole blockchain. You need to attack the whole blockchain, which means you need to get at least 51% of the computational power. And of course, regarding Bitcoin, the blockchain is very big. This means also that it's very decentralized regarding computational power, which makes it very difficult to tamper transactions. But how could this work? How could Bitcoin be implemented on a blockchain on Mars? Well, first, of course, we need to create a local blockchain that is specifically made for Mars. And the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain for Mars, needs to be independent from the Earth-based Bitcoin blockchain. This is very important to not leave the transaction time too slow. Also, it's very important, despite them operating independently, that we use the local Lightning network that Elon Musk suggested. This would be very important, as it's on everyone's interest if transactions are a lot faster. And also regarding Mars, there need to be some changes made. There need to be a Martian infrastructure, which would basically mean we need to set up nodes. We need to set up a network of computers that agree on the validity of the transaction, and also maintain and facilitate transactions on the blockchain. This would be very important. And also it would be very important to make the Earth-based and the Mars-based blockchain compatible, which basically means that transactions can be made across blockchains with a so-called bridge mechanism to make transactions from Mars to Earth. But could this actually work? Is this actually realistic? Well, of course, in theory it's possible, as we have the technology to do so. Of course, we can set up a local blockchain. We just need to make it specifically tailored with the consensus mechanism and the smart contracts. It needs to be specifically tailored to the needs that we have. Also, regarding the node infrastructure, we need a settlement of nodes. And this would be very important for maintenance of the security. And with the maintenance of the security, we can also help to agree on the validity of the transactions. Those two factors are very important. Also, we need to have a communication between the blockchains. We need to be having a reversibility of the transactions. The blockchains need to be able to communicate with each other. Also, it is very important to have security audits. It's very important to have security audits on DeFi to check the funds and also find vulnerabilities that need to be fixed. And of course, we can implement smart contracts. Smart contracts are basically automated agreements that execute certain things when certain conditions are met. This would be great for decentralized finance, as we could enable automated trading, lending, and borrowing without the need of having central authorities. So, finally, while Elon Musk has a past in crypto and supporting cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin, he's actually interested in implementing those technologies into his already existing businesses. He also suggested that it might be a possibility to implement the technology with Bitcoin and the blockchain in his new SpaceX program. Of course, this is still far ahead, and it's still very early to tell. But of course, it's great for the crypto industry, as he supports the technology. And for me personally, I could see something like this happening. For me now, it's still too early, but if the technology advances, there might be a possibility to integrate something like this. But I don't think it will be Bitcoin. I think it will be something with a faster transaction time. And for me personally, I think it will still take some time. But of course, only Elon Musk knows at the moment how serious he is about this project. Do you agree with me that it's still too early with the Bitcoin implementation on Mars? Or do you think that might be happening pretty soon? Let me know in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.